Hello crows and non-crows alike, my name is Joe Mack, otherwise known as Supporter Crow, and today we're talking about Dragon Age Day and the developer Reddit AMA. One of the many highlights of Dragon Age Day was the Hawk armor set that you can now get in the game through patch number 4, leaving many fans to wonder whether or not Hawk is running around in the Fade butt naked. A lot of the interest was set on the developer AMA on Reddit, where developers John Epler and Corin Bush spent roughly 2 hours answering fans' questions about a variety of different things, and here's a few that really stood out for me. Number one, let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. There will not be any DLC. Yep, they really put the nails in the coffin. There will be no DLC for Veilguard. If you have any delusions like I've had over the past few weeks, then bury them 6 feet under. And although my theories for DLC are coming up flat, there is a little bit of hope for the people that are in favor of the trilogy theory, which is basically this idea that Veilguard was set up the way it was to be essentially the Mass Effect trilogy for Dragon Age, where Rook is the main protagonist for a total of 3 games. One person asked if we would see Rook as the protagonist in the upcoming sequel, to which Corin Bush replies, "Whether Rook will return in the future, well, it's just too early to say," leaving fans to speculate whether or not the trilogy theory has any credence, because it is not a straight up no, it's not a straight up yes, it's very vague, it's up there in the air. And if BioWare is willing to break the tradition of putting DLC into a game once they're done with it, perhaps they're also willing to break the tradition of creating a new protagonist for every game they make. A lot of that is speculation and conjecture though, so we're just gonna have to wait around and find out. And the third thing that really caught my interest was what happened to the Blight at the end of the game. Spoilers, by the way. If you make it to the end of the game, you eventually end up trapping Solus into the Fade, and according to John Epler, this severs the Blight's connection to the waking world, essentially canceling out the Blight throughout the city and around its surrounding areas. This cures either Balara or Nev, depending on who you choose with the Blight, and really removes that danger from the city. However, he also explains that if this was like further out, then the Blight is still present. It's still an active threat further out from Minrathous. This is leaving people with some questions to answer, it's to figure out, because you also had Rook there in Minrathous, of course, but you also had some Grey Wardens there in Minrathous, and if removing the Blight's connection to the waking world cleanse the Blight from Balara or Nev and the entire city, does that mean a Warden Rook no longer has the Blight within them? Are the Grey Wardens that we're fighting there cured? There are a lot of questions to be answered when it comes to what happens with the Blight and the Wardens post Veilguard, because the Blight is still technically present, especially down in the deep roads where Darkspawn are known to breed. Whether or not we'll be getting more concrete answers on these, it's a little hard to say. Although the reception to the AMA was rather mixed. There were some conflicting answers with one another, especially when it came to DLC and future content and content that was left behind. When the question was asked, if there was going to be any DLC, the answer was a straight up no. But the answer was also that the goal was for Veilguard to be a complete experience. However, in other answers, you clearly see these developers talking about things they wanted to add to the game, such as decisions from previous games, such as the Well of Sorrows, or who the Divine was. You had Corin Bush talking about wanting to do something with Bard, or a Blood Mage. But those were some of the more interesting bits for me. I'll link the AMA down below in the description. Let me know what you think about it. Ultimately, Veilguard is going to be whatever it's going to be, and the developers are going to do whatever they're going to do. But let me know if you agree with their sentiments. There's definitely some mixed feelings, especially amongst fans, about how the game was handled. Anyway, I hope you're having a good day. I'm still working on this 5 must-haves for Dragon Age 5 kind of video. I know it's a little early, but I just wanted to get it out of the way, I suppose. especially since there's no DLC coming our way. Until then though, be safe, be well, be kind. Bye-bye.